you could still have done a good job fighting Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
Yeah? Really? How do you feel about him retiring after that win?
Come back. Come back.
So you would fight him? You would still fight Terence Crawford if he came back?
Fight him at 160.
At 160?
Yeah, I'll go up 20. If he could go up 20.
Are you just saying that for shock value, or do you mean it? I'm just saying 160.
No, sometimes you be saying stuff.
Yeah,
Come on now. Come on. That's a valid question.
The bananas and the monkey was me just saying stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
All right, so but you weren't.
When it comes to this thing, no, I mean it.
You won't make a punish for them comments, right?
We're gonna make a statement.
That's it. That's it.
Two gunslingers.
Good gunslingers? Wild Wild West?
Wild West. We're shooting up the place.
The good, the bad, and the ugly, right?
Just the good and the bad right now.
All right. We stay praying up, though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. God first.
We just gonna whoop ass.
Man, I perform. You know that. I told y'all what I was gonna do. I was gonna come out here and beat his every game. And look, he thinking about saying, let's play again.
I am.
I told
Yeah, one more game.
I told
Just one more.
Hey, I was just saying, I ain't got time. He got to work out. I ain't got time to be playing him all day.
Crawford transformed Shakur into a lethal weapon. And now he's issuing a stark warning that Teofimo Lopez is heading straight into destruction. The mentor's confidence radiates as he signals the inevitable punishment awaiting Lopez.
Bring them goddamn bananas. Bring them bananas, man. And throw them a couple bananas after the win victory. Shakur Stevenson, hell yeah. Go Donkey Kong on this. Hell yeah. Man, hey, I'm telling y'all right now, there's only a few guys I get excited when they get ready to fight.
The media gathering exploded with tension as Teofimo Lopez deployed his signature psychological warfare, ridiculing Shakur Stevenson and openly disrespecting his legendary trainer Terence Crawford.
I'll bet you something.
Oh, I want to bet whatever.
Lopez dismissed the threats with casual indifference, showing no concern for the mounting pressure or Crawford's ominous predictions about his fighter's capabilities.
I bet that you can't.
No, say it, say it, say it.
I bet that your mouth can't fit.
Say what you bet.
I would smack out of you. I smack out of you. What you just say? Hey.
You're gonna feel like a foot in your mouth. You're gonna feel like a foot in your mouth. You're gonna feel like a foot in your mouth.
Come on, man. You know that, man.
Hey, to all y'all, when does everybody consider leaving?
I would smack this
in your mouth.
Hey, I would smack the out of you.
This animosity runs deep between the camps. Teofimo's bitter rivalry with Crawford spans years, and when pressed about his previous disrespectful comments, Crawford made his position crystal clear. While Lopez possesses undeniable talent, Shakur has transformed under his tutelage into a precision destroyer, primed to extract payment for every slight.
Believe that Teofimo Lopez is trash?
No, not at all. Not at all. Teofimo is a good fighter. You know, he's very talented. He's very athletic. You know, he's always rose to the occasion in these big moments like this. But Shakur is just on a whole nother level. And this Saturday, he's going to prove it.
Despite Teofimo Lopez earning recognition for dismantling southpaw opponents, Shakur Stevenson has forged his legacy by systematically destroying orthodox fighters. The rivalry reached a boiling point when Terence Crawford delivered his assessment, declaring that Shakur operates on a different level than his entire generation. Crawford dismisses Teofimo as just another routine assignment, forecasting that the bout will be another effortless showcase for Stevenson, with his strategic guidance applied to methodically dismantle Lopez.
Well, it's a little bit of both. You know, Teofimo has done real well against southpaws, but Shakur have done real well against orthodox fighters. Shakur is not the average southpaw that Teofimo has been fighting, you know, so that's why I say Shakur is levels above those fighters that he's been fighting lately.
And that's the reason he's a favorite coming into this fight.
But obviously, like, you fought at the highest level of the sport, right? You just defeated Canelo Alvarez in front of 70,000 plus, and you've been a big mentor to Shakur Stevenson. I give you a lot of credit for that. What advice have you given him as he goes into the biggest fight of his career?
Oh man, just be yourself. You know, hey, this is another day in the office, another walk in the park. You know, there's no reason to put a lot of pressure on yourself because you know what you're capable of. With the self-belief in yourself, you can do whatever you want in there, and that's what he's going to do come Saturday.
Shakur Stevenson radiated fury during his confrontation with Teofimo Lopez, and when the verbal warfare intensified, the atmosphere became electric with hostility. Stevenson isn't merely responding to promotional theatrics. He's channeling pure vengeance for Lopez's accumulated disrespect. More focused and enraged than ever witnessed, Shakur pledged to systematically destroy Teofimo in combat, guaranteeing retribution for every provocative word and tactical error.
Everything I love. Nothing get your head. You care about the money. I should like it. You ain't paying for lots of good things.
The relentless psychological warfare and constant provocation haven't escaped notice from Shakur Stevenson's inner circle. Terence Crawford has delivered an unambiguous message that Teofimo Lopez is marching toward catastrophe, cautioning that Stevenson will unleash unprecedented fury upon him. Crawford emphasizes that Shakur won't simply answer the verbal sparring, he'll inflict devastating consequences on Lopez. His declaration is direct. Teofimo must prepare for complete exposure because severe retribution awaits within those ropes.
Johnny boy, fight height. You ready, man? It's showtime, right?
Damn right.
You gonna make a punish for them comments, right?
We're gonna make a statement.
That's it. That's it.
Two gunslingers.
Good gunslingers? Wild Wild West?
Wild Wild West. We're shooting up the place.
The good, the bad, and the ugly, right?
Just the good and the bad right now.
All right. We stay prayed up, all right? Absolutely. God first.
We just gonna whoop ass. You know what I mean? You just whoop ass. It can go all kinds of ways.
Absolutely.
Long punishment, short punishment, is all about. We just whoop ass.
Exactly.
All right.
Shakur to face a boxing after this? Absolutely, absolutely.
However, none of these intimidation tactics appear to rattle Teofimo Lopez. Famous for his audacious proclamations, he maintains he can still defeat Terence Crawford, describing it as one of his ultimate aspirations, and declares his intention to conquer Shakur Stevenson first. Lopez escalates further, daring Crawford to abandon retirement, asserting that the punishment rhetoric won't prevent him from conquering Stevenson and eventually confronting Crawford directly.
Possibly fighting Terence Crawford. But then Terence Crawford goes and fights Canelo and beats Canelo. Do you look back and say, "Dag, that's the guy I wanted to fight, that killer"?
No.
Or you like, you could still have done a good job fighting Terence Crawford?
Yeah.
Yeah. Really? How do you feel about him retiring after that win?
Come back. Come back.
So you would fight him? You would fight still? You would still fight Terence Crawford
Fight him
if he
at
came
160.
back? At 160.
Yeah, I'll go up 20. If he could go up 20.
Are you just saying that for shock value, or do you mean it? I'm just saying 160.
No, sometimes you be saying stuff.
Yeah,
Come on now. Come on. That's a valid question.
The bananas and the monkeys and shit, that was me just saying stuff.
God.
While tensions reach explosive levels, Shakur Stevenson and his corner, led by Terence Crawford, maintain that severe consequences await Teofimo Lopez, with Stevenson prepared to extract payment for every provocative statement. Simultaneously, Andre Ward advises Shakur to avoid falling into Teofimo's psychological traps, labeling them strategic diversions. Ward outlines a victorious strategy, and Carl Frosch supports this approach, emphasizing Stevenson's technique, maturity, and strategic superiority as factors guaranteeing his triumph.
And your game plan is, with Shakur, I think, is going to be boxing, but also knowing when to slip inside and get some respect on the inside as well. Shakur has to do that early
and he can't. And when Teo starts to clown, he can't clown with Teo.
No,
he's got to stay. He's got to be business the whole way through. And I think if Shakur does that, this is the fight Shakur is supposed to win. This is a fight he's supposed to win. But
that's how I feel. I feel like it's a fight that he should be winning.
This is the fight that he's supposed to win.
Because he's unbeaten.
Yeah.
It was in a tough one in the last fight, though.
Yeah.
It was in a tough fight, and he showed
he fought in a way nobody thought he was going to fight. I didn't think he was going to fight like that. Like, I talked to Shakur maybe, I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours before the fight. Hey, man, this is you got to box. You got to be smart. Okay. Then I turned it on. He's fighting.
Addressing Teofimo's methods and the continuous verbal warfare, Carl Frosch predicts the hatred between these fighters will explode and become unmistakable on fight night. He acknowledges his logical mind favors Shakur, while his emotional side appreciates Teofimo's theatrical flair as entertainment value. Meanwhile, Andre Ward maintains unwavering confidence in Stevenson's victory, though he cautions it won't be straightforward, stressing that triumph will arrive through judges' scorecards rather than a knockout blow.
I think it's both.
Because my head says Shakur, but my heart, because I like Teo, because I've never met Shakur, and I've got nothing against him. But you know, when you've got a bit of a close personal friendship with someone,
it affects it, for sure.
And Teo's, I think, he's a cool guy. He's funny. Yeah, I rate him as well as a fighter. What he did to Josh Taylor, and I know they reckon he passed his best Lomachenko, but he still beat him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But he has.
If you take Shakur being family out of it, still picking Shakur.
Still picking it.
Yeah. Still picking Shakur.
Points.
Yeah, probably points.
Yeah.
Probably points. You know, because Teo's also not a dude that sits around and just takes a lot of punches either.
Yeah, true.
He moves. He's got defense and skill, so he's not easy to hit either.
Despite widespread belief in Shakur's superiority, many experts argue that if anyone can achieve the impossible upset, it's Teofimo Lopez. While Shakur Stevenson maintains his perfect record, questions have emerged regarding his aggressive approach. Connor Ben, offering his perspective, argues that Teofimo deserves serious consideration. He emphasizes Lopez's distinctive approach and analyzes the explosive confrontations, from Shakur attacking Teofimo's father with drug allegations to threatening savage punishment, suggesting all these elements might actually favor Teofimo strategically.
On Saturday night. I hope Teo does it, but I think Shakur will win. But I hope Teo does it. And I think Teo can, if anyone can do it, it'd be Teo.
Why would it be Teo?
Because he's explosive, he's unorthodox, he's tricky, and he's a savage.
What do you think about Shakur talking about Teofimo's dad, that he was on drugs and that he was drunk? What do you think about all that?
He was just having a good time. Let the man live. let him live, bro.
Although Shakur Stevenson enters as the overwhelming favorite due to his technical mastery, Duke Mackenzie has issued a dire prediction. He argues that regardless of Stevenson's precision or tactical brilliance, his methodology might ultimately betray him, providing minimal opportunity to overcome Teofimo Lopez. Mackenzie emphasizes that Lopez already possesses the winning formula, having conquered world-class southpaw Lomachenko. He maintains that Stevenson simply cannot outmaneuver the fearless, aggressive approach that Teofimo delivers consistently.
And rightly so. Shakur Stevenson might start this fight an odds-on favourite because he's Shakur Stevenson, you know, the next Pernell Whitaker, the southpaw, the slick southpaw. But I've studied him, and you know what he does really badly, just in my opinion.
Yep.
Shakur Stevenson, he likes to sit in the pocket, right, and he goes back to the rope, sticks his hands up, and he tries to pot shot and do the shoulder roll and waits for you and throws an uppercut or a straight left. You can't do that with Lopez. You can't back off on him. That's my point I'm trying to say.
Lopez is trying to talk him into a tear-up. He thinks he's saying how he's acting before he needs a tear-up.
Yeah, and Lopez has already laid, the blueprint's been laid because he beat the great Lomachenko, another great southpaw. He's beating him. So he goes into this fight absolutely fearless.
And he's
fearless.
Key factor as well.
This analysis comes from someone with championship pedigree and deep understanding of elite-level competition dynamics.
For this particular fight, I just don't think Stevenson can stand off and outbox Lopez, because Lopez can do everything Stevenson can do. You know, he can box, he can move. Lopez is the bigger puncher of the two, and I believe he's mixed in a much higher class. Like, I keep reverting back to the Lopez v Lomachenko fight, because Lomachenko was synthetically the best fighter on the planet at that point. You know, beautiful boxer, had all the moves. But you know what Lopez did with him in that fight? He smothered him. He did every time.
But am I right that you said that when you went up weight classes, it changed you as a fighter?
Yeah, because you.
So what is likely to be changing Shakur Stevenson when he goes into this weight class, being confronted with Teofimo Lopez?
Well, he's moving up in weight, right? So he's going to feel physically stronger.
Right.
The problem is when you fight bigger guys that are physically stronger, you hit with the best shot and they blink and they come back and they kind of take your soul because they step forward instead of stepping back.
Despite Shakur Stevenson's growing confidence, specialists are issuing grave warnings. Teofimo Lopez emerges as the fighter possessing the winning strategy and decisive advantage. Duke Mackenzie forecasts Lopez will dominate the fight through tactical positioning, forcing Stevenson into disadvantageous situations. The weight class elevation might provide Shakur additional space for combination punching, but Mackenzie remains convinced it won't suffice. Lopez's devastating power and accuracy will ultimately prove overwhelming.
And I'm not saying, I don't think for 1 minute Shakur Stevenson's going to bottle it. He's not a bottle job at all. But, you know, that's going to be a shock to him. He'll catch Lopez with his best shot and it won't dent him, as if he can catch him, because Lopez he's got all the moves, hasn't he? You know,
he does blow a little hot and cold, though. You talk about, you referred to that Lomachenko fight and you go, yeah, that was an incredible performance.
Yeah. And don't forget the Josh Taylor.
After that, when he goes and gets beat, and you just go to him, well,
is he going to be slower? He
blows a little hot and cold, doesn't he?
Yeah. Is he going to be slower?
I don't think he'll be slower because, like he's already said, he's moving up in weight. He'll be physically stronger, so he'll be able to fight at a higher work rate. But I don't really feel that higher work rate is going to work for him. Not against Lopez, because Lopez is quite cute, and Lopez is the one that will be setting the traps and chasing Stevenson. And if he's backing up constantly, you know, the judges aren't going to score for. I don't think they're going to score for that.
However, while Duke Mackenzie champions Teofimo Lopez as the victor, other analysts have explained why Shakur Stevenson might triumph. Spencer, Oliver, and Johnny Nelson support Stevenson, referencing his commanding victory over William Zepeda. Nelson dismisses weight concerns, noting how Terence Crawford successfully moved up divisions and defeated elite competition. Beyond the athletes themselves, this contest tests both camps and mentors, with Crawford's reputation also under scrutiny.
Who wins the fight?
Lopez for me.
I'm going Stevenson.
Yeah, I think Stevenson. I think there's more rhythm about his work, and I think that he's a little bit more consistent. He can bite down his gumshoe. He's shown us that, you know, in the past in certain fights, Peter and whatnot, that he, you know, and he has that boxing brilliance. And I just think that, for me, Lopez fights in bursts. And I think that might be his downfall. I think it's a close fight, but I think Shakur may just nick it.
You look at Terence Crawford when he boxed Canelo. Terence Crawford is coming up in weight, so he had to put the weight on.
Yep.
But he had to adapt his style to beat someone that was going to stand in front of him and try and put it on him. So he negated, he moved, he slicked, he put. Now and again stood there toe-to-toe and gave it back. So I think this is what Shakur Stevenson's capable of doing. So even though you say he fights in the pocket, he's put weight on so he can hold the weight a lot better and fight a lot better, more at a higher pace.
With emotions at maximum intensity and reputations at stake, Crawford warns that Shakur Stevenson is approaching with murderous intent and Teofimo Lopez faces imminent exposure. Amplifying these concerns, Tim Bradley emphasizes that Stevenson enters this contest significantly better equipped. He contends that Lopez operates without a coherent, systematic approach, questioning whether he can withstand the precision and intensity that Stevenson will unleash.
I think that Bud's influence on Shakur changed his outlook and just changed his entire life. You know, I really do. His influence, you know, iron sharpens iron, man. Yeah. So, like, if you hang around killers, man, you're going to become a killer, you know, eventually, right? If you hanging around bullies, you're going to become a bully. It's a part of it. It's just a part of life. It's just how we are as human beings. So, like, being around greatness, seeing that and seeing how you train, that's only going to enhance you as a fighter. And then sparring him on a day-to-day basis, picking up his IQ, come on, man. It's only going to make him better, right? So I personally think that Bud is a tougher sparring session, a tougher fight than the Teofimo Lopez.
Bradley emphasizes that Shakur Stevenson's training sessions with Crawford provide him tremendous advantages in both ability and ring awareness, positioning him to exploit Teofimo Lopez's vulnerabilities at crucial junctures. He notes that when Lopez encounters adversity, frustration typically follows a character flaw Stevenson can manipulate. According to Bradley, this blend of preparation and mental acuity could determine the difference between triumph and failure for Lopez.
And I mean that respectively. You know what I mean? I just think that, like, going rounds with Bud you know, and everything he can do inside the ring, in my opinion, is better than whatever Tio can bring inside the ring, you know. So I feel like he gonna be more than ready for Teofimo Lopez, meaning Shakur, than you know, than the other way around. So who is Teofimo Lopez sparring? You know, what type of sparring is he getting, you know, for Shakur Stevenson, I wonder. You know, is it top notch like a Crawford? You know, I don't know. I don't think so. You know, so just saying, you know, preparation is important. Having a plan is important. I've seen Teofimo Lopez get in the ring, man, and when things are not going his way, things become really difficult for him, man.
Tim Bradley forecast that defeat against Shakur Stevenson might compel Teofimo Lopez to fundamentally reevaluate his professional trajectory, citing cases like Oscar Valdez, who required strategic reconsideration after losing to Stevenson. Bradley expects Lopez will crumble under overwhelming pressure. He anticipates a contest where Lopez not only endures comprehensive and definitive defeat, but also confronts brutal truth. In Bradley's assessment, Stevenson's superior technical skills, mental stability, and comprehensive preparation make the result practically guaranteed, providing him consistent dominance throughout the encounter.
History, I just see like if Shakur starts to frustrate him and he can't hit Shakur, you know, how is he going to react to that? Is he going to be able to stay resolute? Is he going to stay mentally strong? Is he going to be able to figure out a plan on how to cut off the ring or do whatever's necessary to catch up with Shakur and land some offense? So that's always been the problem. Like, you got to understand that when guys face Shakur Stevenson, man, they literally have to, like, they get beat. They like most guys that I listen to after they got beat by Shakur, Valdez, like they literally like reassess their freaking careers. And just the way they even perceive boxing is different.
Despite universal predictions favoring one fighter, Shannon Briggs presents an unexpected viewpoint. He provides his honest evaluation of the Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson matchup, examining what each competitor must accomplish to claim victory. Briggs describes the pairing as perfectly balanced, adding that a draw wouldn't surprise him. His breakdown illuminates the capabilities and obstacles of both men, establishing this as one of the year's most uncertain contests.
It's going to be a real technical fight. I think both of them, not tremendous punches. So I'm looking at a 6-6, 6 rounds each, you know what I'm saying, or a close decision. It's a pick 'em. They both got skills.
What are the rounds that Teofimo wins? What do those rounds look like? Like with his style against Shakur, how does he win the rounds against Shakur?
Staying busy and Shakur, keeping Shakur defensive. If Shakur shows up and he don't let his hands go, then Tio get an advantage. But if Shakur start fast and they both go round for round, that's why I'm saying it's a 6-6, because I think they're going to go round for round.
And you
what
think,
a great fight.
So for Shakur, he needs to kind of pick his spots, box. Is that kind of how you see Shakur winning rounds?
I think Shakur got to be busy, and the busiest man gonna win. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be like a back and forth. Counter man, he gonna counter. So who can keep countering?
While global opinion supports Shakur Stevenson, Stacey McKinley, allegedly advising Teofimo Lopez's team, has identified Stevenson's defensive vulnerabilities. He argues his shoulder roll defense, engineered primarily for orthodox opponents, contains exploitable weaknesses that Lopez can target. McKinley predicts Teofimo will construct strategic traps that could surprise Stevenson, despite his extensive experience against orthodox fighters, drawing parallels to the legendary Roy Jones Jr. versus James Toney encounter.
Basically, it was invented for right-handed fighters. It wasn't invented for left-handed fighters. If you notice, most kids did the shoulder roll are right-handers. But now you got Shakur, that's a left-hander, doing the shoulder roll. What he doesn't realize is when you left-hand and shoulder roll, you actually roll it right into the punches from a right-hander. They don't understand that. But with that being said, he done mastered it from a southpaw standpoint, and he's a very good fighter. And I was talking with Roy Jones a couple of days ago, and I was laying in my bed and I was saying, okay, now what fight can I make a comparison to with my belief on this shoulder roll thing? And it came up to Roy Jones and James Toney.
Despite worldwide excitement about Shakur Stevenson's preparation and Terence Crawford's guidance, Stacey McKinley has demolished this storyline. where Tim Bradley views Crawford's mentorship and sparring as decisive benefits, McKinley believes it will prove meaningless when combat begins. He cautions that Teofimo Lopez stands ready to capitalize on Stevenson's weaknesses, leaving him defenseless, and emphasizes that neither Floyd Mayweather's wisdom nor Crawford's instruction can shield Shakur once the violence commences.
They're talking about, well, Floyd Mayweather is showing him this, and Floyd Mayweather is showing him how to do this, and Crawford is showing him this, and Crawford is showing him that. Hey, brother, when that bell rings, it's going to be two people in that ring. So what Crawford and all of them talking about ain't going to matter. It ain't going to, it's not going to mean anything. And everybody talking about Crawford, look how Crawford outboxed Canelo and all that. But Canelo threw about 3 jabs in 12 rounds. Hell, how you going to win a fight like that? That's impossible.
Not against
a guy like that. I can beat a guy like that. He ain't going to throw no punches. You know? So the bottom line is, what's going to happen when you get hit in the mouth?
The battlefield awaits. The pressure is authentic, and careers hang in the balance. Shakur Stevenson delivers technique, accuracy, and Crawford's wisdom, while Teofimo Lopez brings devastating force, chaos, and a proven winning formula. Who will emerge victorious? Only the actual combat will provide answers. Share your forecast below, hit that like button, and subscribe to witness every moment of this explosive collision.